Well, welcome to the DFS_PhD show for today, August 20th. Remember, you're good enough, you're strong enough, and gosh darn it, somebody's got to win that money. Might as well be us. Well, nah, not yesterday. It didn't really work out for me. No screenshots here at the beginning. Not, I don't think the plays went that badly, right? I mean, the early slate was me. I didn't play very much. But yeah, the main slate, I saw everybody taking down had Waldichuk. I guess the value pitcher play came in. I'm never going to be a value pitcher guy. Was Yuri Perez really on that slate? And it's 0% owned. I don't know what this is. They might have some wrong data in there. You couldn't pick him, I guess. So doesn't matter. But yeah, overall, our ownerships are fine. The studs we stuffed did okay. Somebody do really bad for us, I guess. No negatives. Yeah, that was an okay slate. Oh, I guess Bybee didn't really do as well as we wanted him to, and that's why we hurt. But in that spot, am I taking Matt Manning? Am I taking Logan Gilbert? Maybe I should have had Gilbert in there. Gilbert against two. Seattle was playing. How do I scroll? Houston. Yeah, where's Houston on our K chart? Do they get a lot of strikeouts or not? Not really. They're one of the worst strikeout teams. So I probably don't get there. I'm not sure I'm changing my method just to because of this one day. Speaking of not changing your method because of one day, did you guys see the UFC? So I did a little UFC talk yesterday, and I might as well do the review part of it since they have the nice contest review screen, and we can go in and see. I did not notice it was a two-way split last night. Congratulations to Solo Homer and Wick CGB on their huge win. Very surprising. Look at the salary. It was in our range, right? We had a cap of 49,800. Now, why did we put that cap? Because if you impute the ownership from this, right? 24 times 21 times 23 times 25, and you multiply it times the size of the pool, you're going to get more expected dupes than two. You're going to get 4 or 5. But because we've left a little money on the table, and we're in this mid-range where there's fighters every level, there's probably 2 or 3 fighters that you could have chosen. That's why you get fewer dupes, because you didn't use up all of your salary. So I think everybody, was any of these players not in our player pool? I mean, this lineup was probably one of our 5,000. We just didn't land on it. Here's why, right? I sorted by sim ROI. It's very nice to have the screen to figure out why did you not choose the winning lineup, right? Well, that's why I did not choose the winning lineup, because it projected negatively. So I would have had to. This is I guess the reason why you would play 150 lineups, right? To cover more of these cases that, like, on average lose you money, but you don't play an average. You play one game, and sometimes you win 150,000. So I am impressed with these two fellas, particularly that they were both single entries, right? So I mean, like, that's followable. I'm gonna find you guys. That was a very nice win for Solo Homer, and yeah, like, to do that on one bullet is definitely. I listened to what you say. Oh, nobody on Solo Homer on Twitter. Oh, Solo Homer. Oh, yep, there he is. Hasn't posted, but I'm following because that was a nice win. Wick, CJB. Yeah. Neither one of those people has any followers. So now it's very weird that I just started following them both. Hopefully they will understand why. They did $150,000 yesterday. So I'm just saying, hey, I see you guys whenever you want to start talking. I know y'all got $100,000 worth of things to say. This was a nice win, and I don't think so. I was on Hollabaugh. That was my one good. Hollabaugh and Whaley are the parts of this that I can say, see, guys. And I mean, honestly, for the industry, having two things where I can say, see, guys, about it yesterday, pretty good. The industry in general was pretty bad. Everybody, including myself, was on Sterling. I mean, I told you guys I don't know the UFC. I was just going with win probabilities. So he was supposed to win. Although, I mean, you should have had O'Malley in the pool. I didn't say cross off O'Malley, right? He was one of our fighters as well. Very much in the middle of the mix for ROI because of the situation. I'm definitely sure I was on Greene, but apparently the field wound up at like 40%. So that was a mistake on my part. I should have been more on Greene. I mean, she completely, it was her third consecutive first round submission, and it hadn't been done by a woman in the UFC before. So couldn't have predicted it would happen for the first time. I get that. All right, so let's move on to today. We do have some weather stuff today. It's not concerns. I mean, actually reporting to you from the hurricane. Remember, for your intrepid weatherman, that you can like, subscribe, and also comment anything to boost me in the algorithm. I do appreciate it. And thank you also for your patronage coming here at all. It's nice to talk to you guys every day. It is like a faithful couple dozen of you guys that are coming in every few days. So yeah, let's get you a video before the slate starts. Wins out in New York, so I've goosed both those teams by about 10%. Wins in Detroit, wins in Chicago, and wins out in Colorado, but that wasn't on the slate because that's a mid-afternoon game, and I think that's why they do the slates like this on Sunday, because like it's not a time thing. I pulled up ballpark factors because I knew something was up with the Great American Ballpark today. It's the only one on the slate because Coors Field isn't. I just wanted to show you how it's a significant difference, all right? Like Coors Field is like, if it's 3, then Great American Ballpark is a 2. You know what I mean? Like you've got to make that adjustment. And so I added 15% because somewhere between runs and home runs is where the value is for a stack. So I goosed those stacks by 15%, which does lower the corresponding pitchers. So I'm going to be light on pitchers in the Great American Ballpark, which is how it always goes. Now let me show you my exposures to pitchers for the day, because this is the core of what I've done all summer long. Can't believe I actually did it for all summer long, he says, with like a month remaining. Okay, so the studs we're stuffing are Max Scherzer, Hunter Brown, and Hunter Greene. We're doing the Hunter colors and Max Scherzer today. Have they been on the same slate before? I feel like they've always avoided each other, the Hunter colors, Greene and Brown. But they're both great. I mean, great options today. I'm over the field on both of them. We're stuffing all 3 studs. No preference. I mean, yeah, no preference for Max, actually. You can see I have preference for the other guys, probably from an ROI perspective. Although, while I have run the sim, I have not sorted. Got to remember to sort it because it doesn't automatically sort. And I think even the first time you press it, it's not always sorting well. If you're not happy with what you're seeing, just double check it's actually done the sort. Maybe sort it the other way, like by win rate or something, and then go back to the original sort. I'm not happy with those percentages is why I keep looking at it and being like, come on, fix yourselves. All right, maybe it's just gonna not fix itself, and there's not very much meat on the bone today, which is good. And I mean, it's not very attractive slate, so I haven't put anything more than the 50-cent one. And go for that $100 Satty. That's my goal for the next few weeks. I'm gonna store up a couple $1,000s worth of $100 tickets across all sports for that first weekend millionaire, because I think that $25,000 or 25,000 people spot is about right for my preferred GPP builds. I'm on Bido. Hendricks. Yeah, let's look at the leverage now. Wow, I guess I'm just stuffing the studs and then Bido. So, but my Bido, I'm like, I guess I'm going halfway on that call. I could go a little further, probably less 25%, but am I comfortable with that? An alarm? Oh, people needling some guys in the Discord. This is why I don't do a Patreon, because then you guys be texting me at like 8 o'clock in the morning, where your picks at? Where your picks at? And I'd be like, they're not coming at 8 in the morning, man. You gotta wait like an hour. I know it's all fun. It's all good fun. I appreciate the Discord. Okay. This is I'm in DK's Discord and actually I guess also Slinging Aces. I probably should tell you guys how to get that content. Which you guys know those people. You can look them up on Twitter, and it's gonna take me forever to find them as well. I'm not gonna do this live. I keep meaning, put it down. Let's have these guys up, links out next time. Slinging Aces and DK. So I love those guys, and they have given me tons and tons of content over the years. Okay, so where did I want to go here? Oh yeah, I told you my pitchers, exposures. Let's just look at exposure now. Yeah, it's giving me a little of Bido, but it's not enough to really get me excited. Definitely gonna rerun these lineups after we get more information in. Yeah, we just got Mets. We're gonna get St. Louis here in a second. If there's any surprises, that'll really change up the slate. So don't look at the particulars of this build right now and think it's gonna be very revealing. Oh yeah, stack types. Maybe that's why I'm not making much money. All right, maybe I'll loosen up the stack types. It's just that I didn't see much value on the slate. But I guess it's not just value in that consideration. That's how I've been thinking about it all year. But the real consideration is not just value, it's is there one-off guy who's going to score 20, 28, 2 touchdowns, whatever, 2 home runs, go nuts. Michael Harris just got scratched, so get him out of the player pool immediately. But yeah, this doesn't have enough Atlanta. Don't have any Atlanta. I don't know. I think this is not going to be where I wind up at the end. So I don't want to let me talk team stacks. Yes, let's go here. This is the other thing I sometimes talk about. No, I'm not going to do 80% Boston team stacks. I'm fine with Boston. 40%. Yankees 40%. Oh yeah. So with the projected runs here, Boston Yankees said the wins are out pretty heavily, and it's going to really affect the play, I think. So Boston Yankees, ballpark factor plus 6% for home runs. So actually less for triples. I don't know. I guess in Yankee Stadium, you would want that wind to be out to right field to be most effective. And even then it would be a goose to very specific type of batter. But I still think wind out in Yankee Stadium gets the ball out a lot. I don't know. 6% seems like not quite enough. I don't know what this P is. Oh, maybe not humid. The opposite of humid. Pressure, high pressure. I don't know. Okay, so maybe I weaken my. So I want to be consistent with these stands. So I'm going to weaken my. I goose this kind of significantly, so I'm going to dial it back a little. See, it's hard. Like I moved it like 0.5%. So I'm going to let those go, and then I'm going to reapply. And I think I have to run the sims again. Probably should just rebuild lineups after I redo the runs here. Yeah, I should rebuild lineups, but that'll take probably take too long for the stream. So I'm gonna obviously rebuild lineups before lock because we're gonna get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of these lineups in the next half hour or so. But yes, stacks. Who am I stacking? Right, you can see them here in green. The places where I think it's particularly nice today are the small park and Yankee Stadium. So the small park is Cincinnati's Great American Ballpark. Toronto and Cincinnati are playing there today. I'm not going to be playing the pitchers there very much. I'm going to be playing the stacks there a lot. Thought I'd be getting to them more than this. I don't really like playing Pittsburgh and Cincinnati or St. Louis this much. Like, okay, they're fine, but I kind of feel like we got the edge on these other teams. Like even Texas, I'd rather have than those guys. So we're nerfing them down a little. I don't want Minnesota. What are you doing? Nobody wants Minnesota in there. They're fine, but like no. That can't be how we get there. All right. Boston, New York, Texas, Cincinnati. Why do we not have Toronto? I mean, why do we not have Toronto? Hunter Greene? Do I have a Hunter Greene minimum? And he was a pitcher that we have, right? So I'm playing both sides of this game. I understand that. He is in the small park. I don't love that. But he's just a solid player. 57% is nuts. I don't know if I'm beginning 50. Yeah. We're gonna set a higher cap now that we've considered that this is in the small park. Okay. And that'll shift around. More Bido now, more Hendricks. Don't love that, but I mean, kind of a weak-ish opponent, I guess. All right, yeah, I'm happy with how this looks now. For stacks, we've got our stacks the way we want them. We've got our pitchers kind of the way we want them. So stacks we're backing. Let me just write these down on this. Boston, New York, Texas, Toronto, and Cincinnati. So I'm going to write this in the order Toronto, Cincinnati, Boston, New York, Texas. Texas is like not even really on there. Texas, I get there if I get the, I'm not going to put them on there. There's no specific reason. The things I've goosed specifically are who I'm going to say my stacks I'm backing: Toronto, Cincinnati, Boston, and New York. Let's see if we've had any update to the prize picks. Don't think so. Under 2.5 for Semion's fine. Nope, this is all kind of boring. Scherzer walks, Hauser walks. We got 2 Schmidt under strikeouts. Are those all really live? If so, we're building a card. Building a card on underdog, fellas. Let's have a look. MLB. Schmidt, I assume under 5.5 is no longer live. Yeah, of course. Under 5 is not as good. So we're not going to build this card anymore. It always happens. They're doing this. You can see it in NFL preseason, WNBA, anywhere they're offering props. You got to be there. You got to be there right when the boards drop in, analyzing and analyzing and analyzing and getting that data because the line's going to move. And once the line's moved, friend's going to be celebrating and you're not going to be celebrating because those lines get sharp. There's a reason they're moving them because they want you to pay for your friends. You want to tail your friends and it's moved. Don't do it. Don't pay for it. We need those percentage points. We need them. All right. So, yeah. I guess that's it for today. So yeah, we'll get back to you tomorrow. Remember, you're good enough, you're strong enough, and gosh darn it, somebody's got to win that money. Might as well be us.